playoffs. It's amazing how fast you can go from promise to hopelessness. Now, if the Red Sox had their way, they probably wouldn't start David Price again. He can't do it. But that's not a realistic scenario based on who you have and what you need. He's going to have to start another game, obviously, if the Red Sox advance. But here's what the Red Sox need to do, because you're going to need David Price to pitch. They need to find pressureless ways to use him. For example, he should be the guy ready to go if Nathan Eovaldi struggles early tonight. You put him in long relief situations. No hype, no pressure, no expectations. That way, Price can take the mound with the mentality of, oh, I wasn't even supposed to pitch. I have no time to warm up or mentally prepare. Whatever they get out of me, they get out of me. I bet he'll have his best stuff in that situation. Doesn't have to think about it, doesn't have to talk about it. Nobody expects anything from him because of the situation he was just kind of thrusted into, and he can just react and pitch and utilize his talent. Alex Cora needs to find ways to put him in those kinds of situations if they want to get the best out of him. I like Cora going with Eovaldi in game 3. Look, you've trotted out Rick Porcello after a David Price face plant before. You got to get away from that. So that's why I like Eovaldi. Just give me something different. He handled Chris Sale differently down the stretch, and that paid off in game 1. He's doing it again here, and I like that approach. Obviously, if the Red Sox are put in a hole here, it's not a good situation. I mean, how much real adversity have they faced this year? All right, the best thing, obviously, that happened in the NFL on Sunday was that the Chiefs crushed the Jaguars. That sets up the Titanic matchup next Sunday night in New England. This is a perfect test for both teams, but specifically the Patriots defense that will have to prepare at a championship level to handle this juggernaut offense of the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. I think we'll be able to figure out if this defense has what it takes to become a championship level defense this weekend. Patriots coming off extra rest, facing the type of team that'll be playing in January, if not late January. The other component to this that makes this game more interesting is that the Chiefs are coming off beating the Jaguars handily. The Jaguars are a team that have given the Patriots trouble, and they obviously beat them pretty badly earlier in the season. And the Chiefs defense that had been the team's Achilles heel played really well against the Jaguars offense, a unit the Patriots defense was terrible against back in that week 2 matchup. So now the maligned Chiefs defense has a little bit of momentum coming into Gillette Stadium. We have all week to talk about this game. And lastly, just a quick thought on the Khabib-McGregor melee from over the weekend. What's the answer to the question, was this a good thing or bad thing for the UFC? The answer is yes. Would I be more apt to watch the next McGregor-Khabib fight because of this? I would. All right, take a pick. Who should be more nervous on the day of a wedding, the best man or the groom? I understand you can make the argument for the best man here. They're the ones that have to keep track of the rings. They're the ones that have to make the speech in front of a lot of people. If you're not used to public speaking or don't like it, that could be exceptionally nerve-wracking. They're really the only one outside of maybe a rogue guest that could truly derail the wedding, but the answer still has to be the groom. Look, your life is about to change in ways that you couldn't even imagine. You're really nervous because you want the day to be so perfect for your bride. There are a lot of people that you have to address, despite the fact that you're not speaking in front of a huge crowd necessarily, but you're going to be married. The second you leave there, she's your wife. You live with her forever. Everything changes. You just spent a ton of money. I mean, once the best man finishes the speech, you can kind of relax. It's not always the case. I would say overall, the groom is still the one that should be more nervous. All right, my lock today, I'm taking the under in tonight's Red Sox-Yankees game, under 8.5. I like Nathan Eovaldi pitching for Boston. I think he shows up and pitches a good game. You have Luis Severino on the mound in Yankee Stadium again. He pitched well in the wild card game. It's going to be kind of cool. I just don't think the bats explode. I see a 4-3, 5-3 kind of game. I'll take the under. That's my lock of the day. Have a good one.
Well, as you know, I'm not on Snapface and all that, so I don't really get those.